I'm getting me some raisins. Hold on.
Some raisins? This thing say raisins. You might as well get some celery and some peanut butter, make an ant on a log too.
You know what? You damn right.
Hey, talk about a healthy snack. That's what I do.
That's what I do. Shit.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm about to do. Shit.
That's what I do. Shit. Yo, I've been trying to snack healthy, so I've been eating peanut butter, raisins, and I'm out of celery. But
damn, son.
Peanut butter and raisins sound good.
No, I be doing.
Rodney, I need your username and password again to download Zoom.
You mean what? Yo, you trying to mute yourself.
Huh?
Oh, mute myself. My fault. What is it that
Yeah. So now I got some pretzel rods. You know what I'm saying? That's be, you know what I'm saying, with peanut butter. And one thing about peanut butter too. Son, ain't no peanut butter like Jif and Skippy. You could taste. You take like anything else, any other peanut butter, you taste the quality in that shit.
Absolutely. You know
what I'm saying? It's like, yo, there's really a difference.
Unless you get that cheap ass peanut butter that's sweet as fuck.
Oh, you get that? Or that food pantry peanut butter. Food pantry, or the peanut butter in the can. You know what I'm saying? With the oil on the top, you got to mix.
Yeah. That shit is like syrup.
And shit. It's like so, and it's like the peanut butter is like all different, and say it's all different stages. Like you can see the sugar, you see peanuts and shit. You gotta mix that motherfucker.
It's like deconstructed peanut butter.
Son, yeah. Then first of all, I'm saying it's like, nigga, any peanut butter you gotta open up with a can opener, nigga, you in for some shit. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yo, you know they got. I was just about to ask what's the wildest shit you ever ate from a can, but you know they got hamburgers in a can now?
Get the fuck out of here. Hamburger
in a can.
Where you see that?
On the internet.
And it's like Bernie Mac said, nigga, I love sex. Love sex. Yo, man, that's cans. You know motherfuckers be shoplifting and shit. So,
you know, Digital Underground's biggest album, I don't know if it was their first album, it was called Sex Packets.
Yeah, it was their first album. And
you know, that's what the sex packets meant, that you could buy sex in like a packet. Like that's what they meant.
Then the more you know, because I always thought it was it was condoms. That's what I always thought it was, condoms.
They said something about being able to buy sex in a store, and like in the future you can buy sex in the store. Sex packets.
I mean, I wonder what that would be like.
A fleshlight.
I'm not against that, buying a fleshlight.
I am. I'm against automated sex.
Sometimes you want to get creative. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you want to set the mood. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you want to, set the have some nice ambiance, set some candles. You know what I'm saying? And everything, dim the lights and everything like that, because you about to have a good motherfucking time with yourself. Sometimes you want to set that up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Whatever I'm doing to myself, I want it to be over as fast as possible, with a little amount of crying as possible.
Hey, listen, I just need a lot of quiet. I need that door locked and no interruptions.
Yep.
I need to find a great scene too, a nice great scene. Cause doing it by myself with nothing, it's
yeah. Sometimes you can't go off of memory.
Yeah, you can't, and it gets boring. And then it's like times, and then I'm saying the way my mind works, I'll start thinking about something real dumb, something stupid, cartoons, something like that, and not as good.
Yep.
And yo, ever bust and be like, yo, it was a waste of time? It just didn't feel.
Time.
It just didn't feel as good. It's like, yo.
You'd be like, damn. You'd be like, damn. I've taken a piss that felt better than that.
Yo, son. Exactly. I was like, yo. And speaking of piss, that great piss that you from saying you feel that shit that start from your knees, work the way up to your body, and works your teeth. You be like, God damn, that was a good piss.
And then you start saying shit like, oh shit, like why you taking a piss?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but ain't nothing worse. Ain't nothing worse than busting. I'm saying than busting, and it's a waste of time. Like that shit was a waste.
Ain't nothing never been worse than that.
Yo, that is the worst. That is the worst, man.
You start thinking about what you could have done. You're like, damn, I'm late for work now.
Done. Oh my gosh.
I missed the first few minutes of my show. Like,
ain't nothing worse than trying to jerk before work, and it's a waste of time. And then you think, God damn, I should just went to I should just went and go got some coffee. You know what I'm saying? Say, now I can't get that. Now I'm late and everything. And I'm saying I woke up early.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Planned the shit. And how am I still late?
Now I gotta rush in the shower. I gotta get dressed kind of wet.
You know what I'm saying? And saying it's the worst. I'm saying it's the worst. You know, trying to clean up. What's this? Yeah, son. Nah, it's the worst, man. I feel you 100%. I wonder if women go through that same thing.
Nah. I think women are smarter than us, so I think they have it more planned out than that.
Oh, speaking of fleshlights, you ever have one of those pocket what are they called? Pocket pussies?
No. What is
you
that?
Never have?
No.
I remember Hazel bought one from a sex toy party.
Them damn sex toy parties.
Yep. You know, because at one point that was a thing. I'm saying that was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm saying niggas doing saying the wave with Avon, then you got the wave with Tupperware, then you got the wave with sex toy parties.
Yep.
And so it was that wave, it was that time, whatever. So she came back with, you know, little one, whatever, and then it had like a little cleaning kit and everything like that. Son, it is the most tedious, high maintenance shit ever.
Yeah.
What the fuck I need this for? You know what I'm saying?
After a while, you got to go meet its mother.
Done. Yeah. This is like nigga. I'm saying he was caught in it. I'm saying a couple times, and then after this, it's like, yo, are we gonna take this step further or what? You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, you have to decide. I'm saying, how I'm saying, where do you want to take this relationship? And son. So I parted ways with it. I parted ways with it. You know what I'm saying? That's how. You know, it's just, you know, just saying it's high maintenance. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah, man, I can't even deal with it. I mean, for the time being, it was okay, but it was just like the preparation of it. Nah.
My nigga, I cannot fuck with the fake shit. The funny shit is, almost every woman that I've been serious with or semi-serious with is gassed up about going to the Amazing store. Let's go to the Amazing store. And I'm always like, oh, God. Yo, I have no interest whatsoever in going to that store.
Son, I will mess with a swing. I'll tell you that. I'll mess with a swing.
Oh, man, come on, man.
You won't mess with a swing?
When the tried and true methods don't work, kill me. Like,
I'll mess with a swing. I'll mess with.
When the natural way of doing that don't work no more, I'm not gonna do it.
I mean, sometimes you want to spice things up.
It doesn't work.
Huh? What's that?
Yeah, but you matter.
You guys hear me? I said it's not that it doesn't work. It's just something that's going to add some extra pleasure to.
What's that?
What is she talking about? What?
I do not know.
Are you talking about the swing or the internet connection?
That's what I'm saying, right? But like, yeah, man, it's like, yo, I mean, some of them things, they're all right.
I'm not with it.
I get you. I get your point. I get your point. Because my thing is, I used to be like that with lingerie. I used to be like, yo, what's the point? It's coming off anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I want to see that shit.
Listen, I'm not against it. I'm not against it at all. I mean,
I'd rather see it in pictures. Like seeing it in person, I feel like what's the point? It's coming off. But I would like to see it in pictures. In person, I don't give a fuck what you wear. Matter of fact, if you wearing like pajamas and shit that's cheap that I could possibly tear if I get a little too ahead of myself, that's better for me.
Yeah, it's all about easy access. All about easy.
You know what I mean? Because after a while, you ever try to get the panties off and it take a little too long and you get kind of mad? Like, the fuck? You
trying to be sexy. They say you trying to be sexy. You saying you trying to do some movie shit and the shit just don't go the way it's supposed to. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get shit done in one take.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like he like 3 takes. You be like, yo, can you do that real quick? You know what I'm saying? It's like you were saying, you look like an ass on an amateur.
You don't feel like setting the scene up like R. Kelly with you. Remember when R. Kelly was setting up the camera?
Yo, you know what? As Quiet as Kept, that kind of was like one of those scenes was kind of kid porn. So
yeah.
Okay, here we go.
What happened?
I had to admit her. Okay,
first 48 style. I'm feeling it.
Okay.
She looked like she about to snitch.
Yeah, she like, yo, listen. Yeah.
She looked like she about to be.
Like, yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, it wasn't me. It wasn't me in the car. It wasn't me in the, you know what I'm saying?
It was Rhonda and them.
Yeah, Meg was there. I did see Tori with the gun, but that's all I seen.
Is this better?
Much better.
Okay.
Like way better. Like better than our shit better.
Yes, let's roll. Okay, so back to the sex toys and stuff. I was trying to talk, had some technical difficulties. Say it one more time.
Sex toys are butt.
No, they're not butt. Why do you think they're butt?
Because I like the female vagina, and anything else is except no substitutes.
So you're not into, like, I guess, guy sex toys, stuff for you, enhancers for you, or for women?
Yeah, I like pocket pussies and fleshlights and shit like that.
What if you're in jail? What if you're doing like a 12-year bid?
I'm not going.
There's no pussy there.
If it comes to jail, I'm telling.
Because there's no pussy there. You're gonna look like me in the room, stress.
I'm not going.
Stress.
Not going.
Listen,
No, there's nothing wrong with female pleasures, or even, to each his own. There's some guys that do like pocket pussies, or the balls they put in their ass, or just things that make them happy. Things that play.
What in the ass? What you say?
Balls.
They're called Benoit balls. You never heard
Benoit balls.
And it's not about the wrestler Chris Benoit, because Chris Benoit actually hung himself with the cord of his gym equipment. So there's some weird connection there. But anyway, keep going.
Nah, but yeah, there's nothing wrong. That it helps sex for some people. It gets them off quicker. Even women or men, they like the vibration. They like different things. They like whips. You've never used handcuffs. You've never tried a swing.
I want to try the swing.
Yeah.
I want to try. I was just talking about the swing.
I think.
So my question is, I don't understand I don't understand what it is about it that women dig so much about the synthetic sex.
It can pleasure them in ways that sometimes men can't. Their G-spot can be higher. Their G-spot can be up, tucked away, that you may not, your dick is not curved up with a point to get her G
Maybe
spot.
maybe my dick can't find it, but I'll find that motherfucker.
Oh,
But I'm saying, but you know what it is?
I'll find it.
Basically,
find it. I'm the one for the job.
Yeah, I'll turn it to motherfucking Lara Croft and Dora the Explorer.
I mean, because
Indiana Jones.
they want. I mean,
Indiana Bones. Calling it.
Huh?
Indiana Bones. Calling it.
Indiana Bones.
Indiana
Bones.
Oh, okay. Indiana Bones.
Sorry.
Calling it.
I got you. But anyway, that's a perfect segue. I'm saying, that's a perfect segue. I said subway. See, you still got me on from last week. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with them spicy niggas. And so, yeah, perfect segue. D, you want to talk about Cardi B's titties. Cardi B got caught flashing nudes, whatever. Well, she didn't get caught. It was it was an accident. She thought she was offline, whatever, and ended up leaking her titties. She had a titty slip. Nip slip.
Don't show it to Mario.
I'm not sure that shit.
Yeah. But
so here's the thing. Here's the thing that I don't understand. Like, people talk about how weird her titties look or whatever, but I don't know, man.
I don't discriminate. Back in the day, when I didn't know no better, I thought that was like an infection or something like that, or like the size of areolas. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, I thought like it was an infection. Like the first time I seen titties, like, okay, whatever, boom. And then I saw a different set, and I saw other ones, and sometimes they were real small. Sometimes the areolas were real small. Sometimes they just covered the whole thing. I was like, oh shit, it's an infection. That's what I thought.
You know what I thought the first time I saw the big ass areolas? I thought, how wide can I get my mouth? Like, yeah, my mouth ain't that wide.
Well, I thought it was an infection, and then I thought it was old milk leaking. Coming, you know what I'm saying, like inside the boob, because the boob was a sack and everything. Just the mind of a kid running around. So I thought it was old milk that.
How old were you? How old were you when you were seeing all of these areolas?
Yeah, really.
Kid?
Really? Where you see this shit?
I was about 13 when I discovered my dad's porn collection. So that was like.
And you saw Jenny Flowers. I know who you talking about.
Nope. I saw Debbie Does Dallas. Debbie Does Dallas was the first porn I ever seen in my life. Debbie Does Dallas.
Okay.
And then I remember watching My Stepmother's an Alien. My Stepmother's an Alien with Dan Aykroyd and Kim Basinger. And she was getting schooled on how to have sex, and she was getting introduced to all these different porn things. And it was Debbie Does Dallas, Debbie Does Des Moines. I didn't even know there was even sequels to the shit. I was like, how can I find those?
Debbie's done the 50 states, bro.
Man, it's crazy.
Yo, it's funny that you mentioned that because I didn't see Debbie Does Dallas until I was an adult. And it still holds up.
It what?
It still holds up.
I've never seen Debbie Does Dallas.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's about a group of cheerleaders, and they're trying to get to the regional finals or whatever. So they decide to start doing odd jobs to pay for their trip, and they're all like hot. So all the dirty old men in the neighborhood start trying to see them naked and shit. So they decide to start fucking them to pay for their trip.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie is about teenage girls fucking adult men.
Yep.
To get their trip paid for.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. In 2020, sounds about right. And like nothing's changed.
So it's so much about the way shit changes over time. Like, you could look at movies and stuff from 10 years ago and be like, yo, that would not fly right now.
Yo, yeah. And there was always this weird obsession with porn with 18-year-olds and barely legal shit.
Yeah.
That shit was like, I never understood that. I never understood that.
Porn, yeah, it's crazy. I saw a porn where they showed the girl's driver's license and then they showed a newspaper so that they got her at 12 o'clock when she turned 18 and had her sign the paper. So she's fresh.
Wow.
Yo.
And that's how they promote them. She's fresh.
Yeah.
She's just wild caught.
Yep.
Fresh,
Yep.
wild caught.
Not farm raised, not farm raised.
Not farm raised.
Yo,
Fresh and wild caught.
and even with that, it was like even back then, that whole weird obsession with deflowering a virgin. Yo, as I got older, virgins weren't fun. They weren't fun at all. That shit was trash. I was like, I never understood that with obsession. Like, oh my God, she's a virgin, blah blah blah.
Yes.
The fuck?
I remember back in the day that was the hype, but that was more so like when you maybe are in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like in college, you shouldn't be fucking well, let me not say you shouldn't be fucking no virgins. If you're a virgin, because some people do save their virginity until whenever, that's fine. But you find someone that matches that's saving their virginity for the same time.
I've always, even when I was a youngster, I've always preferred my women the way I like my mechanic. I want them to have more experience about it than me.
Really?
Yeah, I like that.
Hey, exactly.
What is there you don't have mechanics that have too much experience that you would use, but you may have
I like when you go with the metaphor.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as too much experience.
Okay, that in your eyes, no such thing. Okay, good.
Especially you know what I'm saying, especially the guys, you know what I'm saying? I look at them saying I equate it to meat. You know, I like my meat seasoned, not too seasoned. I just don't like it bland. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
Not salty. You don't want no salty. When you taste it salty, you go down there and it's too salty, it's not gonna be right.
But you know what you notice though? You know what I noticed though? That people don't understand Eva. Eva. That the females that talk the most shit, like they're the whore in the bed, are the shy ones. Every time. Every time. And the ones who are sitting there talking like this, when everyone's talking about it, she's sitting there like this, like, y'all crazy. That one?
That's what you're looking for?
That one? Nigga. Yeah.
Yes.
It's the same with men too. Men who talk a lot are 9 times out of 10 not the one that's in the room slinging the dick that he's talking about. And then another side, the ones most of the time, the men that have it and are slinging it are very quiet. They just show up with dick, and you're just like, damn, that's it. Okay, let's go. Didn't know.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
Because no.
How you gonna say?
Hold on. I'm thinking for myself. Hold on.
How can you oppose for my viewpoints on men and women that I feel?
Hold on.
I didn't oppose to your areola story because that's no experience with your areolas that you had. I see some.
No. I'm talking about right. So in high school, I used to think, right? I used to have this thing, right? Where I was like, yo, I'll talk the most shit, act like I'm doing this, I'm doing that, just so, you know, because there's always that girl, there's always going to be curious and be like, oh, really? Let me find out. Oh, I'll let you find out. I could do it like this. I could do it like that. I'm like this. I'm like that. Once she's like, I'm saying, once she commits and then brings you to the thing, like, yo, I was just trying to get here and everything like that. You know, I was just trying to, it was just a way to get into the room. You know what I'm saying? Talking that shit for me. And 9 times out of 10, it did work. Up until I got to like 20 or something like that, then that girl was like, nah, fuck that. But I'm saying to a point that worked, getting in the room. Not saying I was small or nothing like that, because I'm definitely not. I'm definitely comfortable.
Why do you always go into too much detail about your sexual prowess? Like I don't.
Because she was.
I know you're not talking with your dick foods.
I'd explain myself. You know what I'm saying? I had to explain myself. But I'm just saying, like a lot of guys did do that to get in the room. You know what I'm saying? Just to get into the room. I'm saying you had to kind of fake it till you make it, which is a perfect segue.
But that's exactly what she said.
That's exactly what I said. Exactly. That's exactly what I said. Most of the time, the niggas that are talking the most are not necessarily doing anything when it comes to the bedroom. And what you said is, I was talking about just trying to get in the door.
Yeah, you can't fake it till you make it, which is the same thing. And
No, but eventually I learned. Let's say eventually
Some of them talk a lot because they about it and they, I'm gonna show and prove that I'm gonna do all this to you. But the majority of the men are talking. Like no one who is actually out here laying that dick down is not with a t-shirt that's saying I lay dick down. Well, some of them.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about eventually I learned, eventually, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but it was just, amateur days, amateurs, active.
High school. Of course. That's like in high school when everyone was like, oh, they'll talk about eating pussy or didn't eat pussy. They never did it before. High school, amateur days.
Yo, and that's some wild shit for a motherfucker to be talking that shit in high school.
Yeah.
I was just like, whoa, I'm saying, boy, that's different. That's way I remember being in ninth grade. I remember being in ninth grade and 11th grade, right? An 11th grade woman, because that's what she was, a fucking woman. And I was a child. So she went up to me. She was just like, yo, do you eat pussy? I was like, whoa, what do you mean?
whoa, man.
I was just like, I don't know what that is. Excuse me, I don't know what that is. You mean kissing with the tongue? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, yo, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So
it's funny because when you're young, like you kind of look at that as like way out there. And it's like, I always used to be like, I would never, like, I don't do that. And the very first time one was this close to me, I was, I wasn't even asked.
You know what's crazy is I got head before I lost my virginity. Like years, I was able to.
Yeah, all of us did.
There's not a lot of women that was getting their pussy ate before losing their virginity. But like not even in the same time. Like I'm not saying he had my pussy and took my virginity. Like no, a whole person ate pussy and a whole different person a couple years later took my virginity.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard that from a woman before.
Jen, I didn't even think about head until I was way into having sex.
Oh my nigga, that's
I wasn't really into having sex. I was to hold my virginity.
Yeah, I didn't even think to ask that.
I was too afraid of having babies. For some reason, I just thought I would end up getting caught. Like I just thought that I would be the guy that pulls a slot machine and hit the jackpot. I don't know why. I just always thought that. So yeah, I wasn't even pursuing that as hard as trying to get a little sloppy toppy.
I can imagine. Hey, you
just
whatnot, just sucking dick.
Oh, that's
I was
cool with that.
I was just too respectable. I just thought, asking something of that magnitude was just like so disrespectful and so disgusting to a woman. So I was just like, hey,
You do it if you know what you're doing, you don't gotta ask.
Hey,
but when you're like
watch, all you do is this. All you do is just go like this.
Don't do that. Don't do that, Kylie. Don't listen to
when you're 16.
And then they'll go.
When you're 16, 17, 18, don't do that, guys. Whoever's watching the show, kids, don't do that. Don't just lean back.
Yo, when you're 16, you ask. I'm saying you ask, hey, you want to do? And she was like, all right. I'm saying.
No. Why you go into details that we don't need, man? Next subject, please. Next subject.
I did.
Segue into Subway.
Yeah, segue to something, please.
All right, so last week we touched on OnlyFans. We touched on the strip club. So yes, and I seen you was having a wild time. You know what I'm saying, on your IG. I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying.
I did it for you guys. I wanted it for you.
You did. And I hit
That's
you
not
up.
the right strip club. The one I go to tonight is gonna be really for you. I'm gonna send it to you personally.
And I seen that, and I hit you up, and I was just like,
not impressed.
hold on, yo. And the thing is too, yo, who kept on sticking their foot out and trying to put it in the woman's butt?
That would be me.
That's wrong. That's very wrong. That's very wrong.
I was trying to keep space, so she wouldn't leave. So the thing about strippers is when they see money go to a person, a section, it's like roaches. They just crawl over. They just run over there. So My little sister, it was her first time there. So it was her first experience at a strip club. The people that we're with handed us a couple stacks. Once they handed us the stacks, they ran over like roaches. I've been to strip clubs before, so I'm aware you ain't got to give it all to whoever, and they're gonna ask for dances, and you can deny it. She was overwhelmed. Anxiety was high. Like, why are they all over me? So my foot was trying to be a barrier so she can kind of stop at some point because we were done giving her the money, but she just stood there like the whole night. So one of the things with strip clubs, they're gonna come around like roaches. You got to know. Say no, deny the dances, don't go broke like Jock. Don't be go broke like Jock.
I got you. Yeah, and you got a perm. You know what I'm saying? You got a perm, got that conch in there. You fried, dyed, laying that shit to the side. You got it pressed. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. So yeah.
That shines a light on something that I've never been to a real strip club because, like, the strip clubs I've been to was never no money. Like,
You ain't been to a real strip club.
Like I've been to a couple times where you would see somebody trying to throw some ones. You know what I mean? But I'm talking, it's maybe $200-300. You know what I mean? And they're throwing it. You know what I mean? I've seen that a couple times. But for the most part, it's really lowbrow. It's really bubby. It's desperate. You know what I mean? And I like it. But
I remember the first time you came to Atlanta, you wanted to go to a strip club. And I was like, nah, I just moved here. I was like, nah, Demario, we're gonna go to a strip club and we're gonna be bored because you're not throwing no money. I'm not into these hoes. And Demario's like, nah, these hoes just want a conversation. I said, not the Atlanta ones. They want money. So they don't care about a conversation.
Yeah.
And like he was really telling me, like, he's like, I go to strip club all the time and just talk to them. I don't gotta throw no money. I have a good time. I get some dances, maybe slide $5-10. I'm like, no, they won't even come over to you with a $5 or $10 bill. Like they're walking by you. You're gonna have to be asking them for dances before they're coming up to you.
And I'm not into that. I'm not there for that.
Time is money. They're working. That's their job.
I don't need to be used.
That's their job. You came there to spend money on them. That's what they use.
My company should be enough.
Your company is enough if they was dating you, but they're not dating you.
My company and maybe
when I worked at Target.
Be enough.
When I worked at Target, you came to my job to spend some money. I don't have to say anything. You came to her job to spend some money. You go into Target, you think you're buying milk and bread, and then you end up $200 later. So you go to the strip club thinking that she's gonna go dance, and then you $500 later.
If I left Target, I left with some Tide. I'm cool with that. If I leave the strip club, I leave with broken dreams. I'm not. Nah.
That reminds me of
no. That's yourself. That's your own issue. You're going there looking for love. You don't go to the strip club looking for love.
I'm not looking for love. I'm looking for a 20-minute semblance of a relationship in 20 minutes. That will cost me.
You just sample relationships in there. You just over there sample.
That won't cost me more than $25. That's what I'm looking for.
You'll get that in Worcester.
See, speaking of that,
beautiful.
I'm saying, brought me to a thought. You know, about attracting women with money. I never got why dudes used to be like, yo, let's go to this club. Yo, these superstars will be there. Like, you know, all these NBA players will be there and everything like that. These rappers will be there. Let's go there. And I used to be like, nigga, for what? We ain't gonna get no attention. All the motherfuckers gonna be on them because they trying to get a come up. Niggas like, yo, but I'm saying this is like, nigga, what for? It's gonna be a boring fucking time. And it was like, nah, but just be around. I'm like, nigga, I'm not being around that bullshit. If it ain't me.
But that's not 100% true though, because there is residual ass to be gotten.
There's only 5 of them NBA players in there.
Right.
And there's a million women.
Right. So
even if they take 100 home, you still got the rest that came looking
right.
good.
So there is residual ass. And a lot of the females, they don't want to leave empty-handed. They want to look like they got something there, like because they got the titties pushed together. You know, they got the ass poked.
Ass sitting up.
So they want to feel like they caught something. Because they see the other girls caught the rappers, they don't want to leave empty-handed. So you might catch some residual ass, but it all depends on, you have to be one of two things. You have to be like real smooth motherfucker, and about it, or you have to be a cornball who can fake it. One or the other.
Yep.
Not true, because we was in Miami. We was in club. I'm saying we went to Club Cameo. I forgot who was there that night. There was a whole bunch of niggas pulling up in Lambos and all this other shit and everything like that. Those motherfuckers were just flocking. Like just like you said, roaches. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking moths attracted
Who were
to
the dudes in the Lambos though?
Huh?
Who were they?
I don't know.
So that shit was rented.
Nigga, I'm saying whatever it was. I'm saying whatever.
But what did I just say? You either have to be the nigga that's really about it or fake it.
I mean, now they could have been. I'm saying they could have been producers and everything like that, but I don't know. But basically, like I was saying, it was like that whole residual shit. It was.
That's real. That's real.
But yeah, yeah, OnlyFans and strip clubs. Would you be able to date someone that had an OnlyFans?
Me?
Yes.
No.
Both of you. Both
No.
of you.
Yes, they're an entrepreneur.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the idea of, like, if she's doing like a sex hustle, I like the idea of my shorty having to do a sex hustle.
Right.
Well, OnlyFans is not only sex. So for me,
Well, that's what I said.
If they was doing sex, I'm talking about if they was doing sex.
nah. I'm not. Nah.
Okay. Well, moving on to that shit. Yeah. Me personally, I wouldn't be able to. I definitely wouldn't be able to, and then that would bring insecurities through the motherfucking roof. So like, nah. And everybody knows what my shorty got and everything like that. Nah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, to piggyback off of residual ass and faking it till you make it. What do you feel about that whole concept and that whole mentality of fake it till you make it? Me personally, I think it's a bunch of bullshit because later on you end up getting exposed because when you fake it till you make it too much or you do too much fake shit, there's gonna come a point in time where you're gonna have to put that fake shit. You're gonna have to really put that fake shit to the test, and you end up getting exposed, and you end up looking fucking stupid. So the whole fake it till you make it mentality, I'm against. What do you guys feel about that?
Completely against it. I think it's unrealistic to fake it till you make it. I think you can work hard and manifest it, but faking it till you make it is not going to get you anywhere. You'll forever be fake and phony. You won't have no substance to you, and then you wouldn't have anything of value. So, not with the.
I'm kind of torn on the subject. Because while I'm wholeheartedly against being a fake cornball, fake flashing your money, having a gold chain that you bought in the mall off the rolling thing, and they cut it and make you a chain. Like, I'm against all that. At the same time, I want you to keep doing it because as punishment for people who fall for that shit. Like, when I see people fall for it, I'd be like, ha ha, you thought that nigga was popping. He's not.
Yeah.
Nah.
Ha ha, you thought that selling that meal replacement was the lick. It's not. They're fronting.
Yeah, I totally hate that. And I've been around people that did that shit. And I felt corny as the whole fucking concept. I've been around people.
Remember when we caught the nigga with the chain with the roll?
Oh my gosh. Oh my. And
it's part of the concept on faking it till you make it. Would it be also considered like the people who, like, we talked about the fake chains or whatever, but the dudes that like drive Maseratis or, got this
Maserati?
has this fancy ass car, but they're sleeping on their mom's couch or their homeboy's house. They in the shed area. Like, is that still faking it till you make it, or is that just flexing at that point? I think that's flexing.
Yeah, I think that's till you make it.
It all depends on what they talk about, what's their mentality, what's the whole thing behind it. So if they talk about, I'm saying driving this whole car and everything like that, trying to look the part and acting the part.
Oh, like the Rachel, what's her name? The one who acted black, the Rachel.
Dolezal.
What was the white lady who?
Rachel Dolezal.
Yeah, Dolezal. Sorry, I didn't catch the end. Yeah, so like her, she was faking it till she made it. She wanted to be a black woman so bad.
Yeah, she wanted. I mean, that's a whole different side of that shit of faking it till you make it, because she made it. She made it. You know what I'm saying? All about faking it till you make it. She made it. She was the president of the NCAACP.
All I'm saying is.
So if fake it till you make it was a person.
That's a success story. She's a success story. That's not a fake it till you make it. That's a success story. That's what that shit is.
If Bruce Jenner could be a woman, why can't she be black?
That's different. You're being a transgender. You're not changing your like whole nationality or your whatever. She was portraying to be a black woman. Wearing her hair in certain styles and tanning herself. You're faking it to you're changing yourself to be like, okay, now I want to be black. Like, can I be a white woman? I start bleaching myself and then say my name is Kathy and not Kishana.
Yeah.
Become white. No.
People do that.
Well, let's just say that that's not socially accepted in the world yet. In another 10 years, people are going to be able to be whatever color they want as this world is going. So you're absolutely right. People may be able to fake it until they make it. But at this point, it's more socially accepted to be transgender. You can change your gender, but not your race. Not yet.
She should have been, it should be socially for her to be transracial too.
Listen. I'm going to offend everybody. I'm going to offend everybody. If that nigga can be a bitch, why can't that bitch be a nigga?
If that nigga can be
the views of D-Mobile.
Everybody.
I thought we weren't talking about bitches and hoes and niggas. Every time I say it, I get shut down.
Everybody.
Every episode, you guys talk about bitches, hoes, and niggas. That's not cool.
Hey,
I got everybody with that one. Fuck all y'all.
Hey, listen. We are hypocrites. You know, I will say certain shit and we'll go back onto it. Hey, I'm human. That's the flesh speaking. You know, forgive me.
God ain't through with me yet.
He's still working. Still working on me. But yeah, man, transracial is a thing. Transracial should be a thing. Cause you know what? There's been a lot of niggas faking. I'm saying a lot of niggas faking. A lot of niggas, I'm saying, a lot of white niggas, a lot of white women, a lot of black niggas faking.
White being acting like they're Spanish.
Being something they're not, because I know a lot of black girls that never been to Puerto Rico and don't got nothing of Puerto Rico. I'm saying nothing of Puerto Rican blood in their body. The only thing they're getting is a couple inches of Puerto Rico in them, and they speak with a Puerto Rican accent.
Sometimes that's enough.
Hey,
that's never been enough.
I'm just kidding.
Oh wow.
Hey.
You never had some arroz pollo and start rolling your R's?
No, I can't. I still can't. It was 10 years later. I still can't do it. Can't do it.
I know something I'm saying.
But I know what I was talking about. I didn't see his point of those women who have not an ounce of.
And it's mostly Jamaicans. That's what. Don't get me started.
Let's go. Let's talk.
What's up with Jamaicans?
How many times have you seen African American woman turn Rasclots?
Oh God, yeah.
After fucking with some Jamaicans.
Yeah. That's the easiest wait, what were we saying? Transracial? That's the easiest trans race there is. Let's go from a black woman to a Jamaican woman.
That's transcultural.
Yeah, transcultural.
Or not even. No, you know what? How many times, Cobra can speak to this, how many times you see the brother turn Muslim and now he's Muslim?
Muslim. Man got the hijab. Let's say, man got the hijab. I'm saying, man got the kufi. Man got the kufi, the whole gown suit. I'm saying with the whole gown suit. You know what I'm saying? The whole gown, the kufi, and everything.
That shit.
And everything. Sandals and everything. sandals and everything. You know what I'm
Or
saying?
I want to do a research. I want to do a research on how many niggas move to Massachusetts from other places, and when they get here, they start talking like this and whatnot.
Oh my God.
Because,
Yo, let's
I
not
want to taste their roots.
let's not forget about the white girl who never left Worcester and speak with a down south accent.
Or the black girl.
She fucking my cousin.
Or the black girl who does that.
Hey, listen, they are not, you know what I'm saying? They're not of that race or that ethnicity by conception. It's more through injection. You know what I'm saying?
Do you
So,
know that we are all traumatized from where we grew up, because that's all like up north, Worcester, Boston, Massachusetts, things like everything we're saying is all shit that we deal with.
Absolutely. And I think it's because where we're from lacks identity. Because we're not New York, we're not South, we're not East Coast. We lack identity. So people there just kind of be like spinning the wheel and picking what they are. Like
Where they want to be. Or they take something from, they got a cousin in Georgia, so now their country. They have, a brother in New York, so now I'm from New York.
You know what I'm saying? I'm from New York. I'm from Florida.
No, that's so true, because honestly, when I first moved to Atlanta and I told them I was from Worcester, they're like, where's Worcester? And I was like, it's about 45 minutes outside of Boston, but I'm from Boston. I was born in Boston, raised in Worcester. And they're like, there's Black people in Boston? There's Black people in Massachusetts?
Yeah, they don't know.
Now this happens in Houston as well. So there's no real, so the Black people that are up there are all just trying to figure out, where do I come from and where do I fit in? Because we really don't fit in up there. Like, let's keep it real, we don't. So, and since Black people have, this is kind of a little deep or whatever, since Black people have lost their culture and lost our own ethnicity, just as being Black, there's no definition, there's no history to Black. We don't know anything because we were stolen and brought here. So when we see other races that have culture and other races that actually have roots, we kind of gravitate towards that because we're missing them. So it sucks that they're acting Boricua, it sucks that they're acting Jamaican, it sucks that they're acting African because they're nigger or their bitch is that. But there's also culture that we're missing, and that's why we gravitate towards that. But we see it more up there than probably down here because there's more culture in the South. So I see them as being Black and niggas.
I tell people all the time that if I'm in a setting where it's like a bunch of Black folks around, that setting is slightly alien to me. Like slightly. Like if at my core, those are my people, so you fit in, but it's slightly unfamiliar to you. And I realized I was sitting at Pito's and they broke out the dominoes and they started playing Hector Lavoe on the radio, and I was eating a place of arroz con pollo, and I felt more at home right there than I would if there was a bunch of Black people playing Al Green, cooking greens, and whatever. And that's where I'm from.
Yeah.
And, yo, that's crazy because like just like you said, like Al Green cooking greens. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I haven't been around that since I was probably like 5 or 6.
Yeah, same.
So yeah, that would be a little foreign to me. But
I can't relate.
throw me in an African environment, it's a different story, baby. I'm right at home, you know what I'm saying? Because you know.
Yeah.
You know, so I ain't lost all my culture. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah.
And I think that a lot of Black folks, I think that's more common than you think. Like Black folks not having their culture around them, like the old school Southern Black culture, and I see them clinging onto it a little too tightly. And I'm like, bruh, if that isn't ingrained in you, you don't got to grab onto it because you're Black. You know what I mean? Like, wherever you grew up, that's your new culture now. That's the culture you grew up in. Be proud of that. Like the African culture was stolen from us. So then the African American culture became our culture. And then if you didn't really grow up in that African American culture, well, I guess you got a new offset of that culture.
You're stupid. I was like, wait, what?
So, Offset is that nigga because she ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere.
Don't even say that. Don't say that. Offset's not going nowhere. Offset's the one that's still there. Offset's the one that's still buying gifts. Offset's the one that's still begging for her to come back. So you can't say
because that's men. Because that's men. Men, when we pick one, we stick with it.
And they are forever stained. They are forever stained with that man or that woman. If you have two, if you have two, I'm not gonna say iconic, but if you have two big figures like that and they match so well and everybody wants to see them together, no matter who she messes with from after Offset, they're always gonna compare their relationship to Offset. They're always gonna compare his relationship to Cardi. They're forever stained with each other.
And it's just like they say, the relationship ain't over until she's done.
Yeah, but she's not done yet.
That's just the way it goes.
But you also have to look at her like, I understand I didn't really hear what she said as far as like why she got back with him. I heard some, in the group text people were talking about it, but I didn't really look too deep into it. But from my understanding, it was more so, that's her best friend and she ain't going to get no new dick. So let's just see if it work.
So here's the thing that I think about that situation. I don't know much about it, but what I think is it truly looks like those two people are in love with each other.
Yeah.
Like it really looks like that. Mm-hmm. The problem is her being too public with their pitfalls.
Yes.
That seems to be the problem because relationships have problems, relationships have infidelities.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But when you put it out there, it looks as if you're in a toxic relationship.
Mm-hmm. Right.
When it's
this situation didn't have necessarily the infidelities, or at least it didn't expose it. If it does, it didn't really come out and say he did this or she did this. But like you said, relationships have issues. Some relationships and not all relationships have infidelities, but there are things that you have to address. But then again, they're married. When they first, I think, announced the divorce, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, and I was asked, I'm like, they're married. Hopefully, they figure a way to work it out. Like you said, her being so public and being quick to, take that left and be like, I want a divorce. I don't want to do this no more. I'm tired of arguing with him. But you took a marriage oath. That's a different step than just being like, okay, we can date and we're gonna be in a relationship. Now I'm tired of arguing with you. You gotta go. In a marriage, it takes a little bit more. And then again, like you said, they do look like they're really in love. They do look like they match well together.
They truly are in love with each other.
Yeah, they just are. They're also young. They're very big public figures, and they're married at a young age, trying to get through the Hollywood, lifestyle. So it's a lot of different things. So they have more
they're married, trying to have a relationship via Zoom.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Who can make it through that? And then you add the rich and famous on top of that. Come on.
Yeah, that's the thing. And that's the thing. Everything's in the public eye. So no matter what each other does, he could be talking to his cousin. If people don't know that, they can start a rumor. Oh, Offset was talking to another girl. This is that. Oh, Cardi gonna see that. Or Offset could be walking with a baby that ain't his. Offset got he got a hidden child somewhere or whatever like that. Or whatever. And that's what happens when your relationship's in the public eye and you're two big public figures. People are always gonna say something. There's people that don't want to see them together. There's people that want all kinds of stuff.
I don't think it's feasible to think that those two are not going to step out on each other at some point. They're not around each other a lot. They're young. And they're both famous and having sex thrown at them all the time. I cannot imagine those two being faithful to each other.
Not really, because at the end of the day, because you got to think about it, it's like how much of Cardi is really her? Is that a personality? Is that a character that she's playing? Is that her just, Is
it a character, bro? She's a young girl with whose nigga is gone a lot.
Right. All right. So you saying she can't be faithful?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's hard for me to believe that two people can be faithful under that sort of scrutiny.
It works and is way more common than you think. Especially long distance relationship, and especially
the thing about military wives.
What happened?
Military wives.
What about them?
There's like a growing, there's a stigma to military wives that when niggas go to the war, that they hope that their wife is there for them when they come back. That's like it's like a stigma to it.
Yeah.
The separation is like, that's a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying.
But were they separated? You keep saying they weren't together.
No. I mean separated as far as she's in Tokyo, he's in Australia.
No, but I'm saying that didn't happen. We were in quarantine before
What?
they announced it. We were in quarantine before they announced like wanting the divorce. So
But-
what I'm saying is, it like where was the space? I just didn't know. I was asking their time apart. I didn't know they were.
I don't know. I just assumed that they weren't under the same roof.
No, that's what she was tired of arguing with him. They were quarantined because they make the quarantine. Like she was tired of fighting. Like that's what she was tired of.
So it wasn't the separation that was the problem.
No, yeah,
That was the problem.
yes.
Mm.
I think probably being up under each other and not working and not being separate. Maybe being separate works for them because then they fly together during business times and they're just talking and it's great. But when you got to deal with someone for 6 months straight and they're just in your face and you haven't dealt with them for 6 months straight, there was a high ass divorce rate now because of quarantine. People are making, and then domestic violence too, for spiking through quarantine. Like people were getting beat on, whether abusive husbands or abusive wives, like. Yeah. So it was more so being trapped and kind of like just secluded. And from the beginning of what she announced for why she wanted a divorce, she was saying it wasn't infidelity. She just was tired of arguing with him and didn't feel like he was going to really change. But that's what you felt in a relationship, not necessarily in a marriage. So now that we're in a marriage, it's supposed to be a little bit more fight and a little bit more understanding to make it be forever. But I think that's also the idea of marriage and how people get married and divorced so quick. It's not even like a forever thing. Like, wasn't Kim Kardashian married for like 50 days or something? Like, you just get married and divorced and married and divorced. It's not like we're doing this forever and we're gonna work through this through everything.
Yeah, that's that celebrity shit.
Yeah, that's that different shit. That's that different shit. Motherfuckers meet each other 1 week and then they're married the next, and then they're weeks later. That's
I don't love her. I don't even know her. Yeah. Why'd you marry her?
Yeah.
That's what that is. But yeah, man. So have you guys seen the battle rap Biden campaign?
No.
No.
About it though.
You didn't see Charlie Clips and DNA rapping?
No.
For Biden? Charlie Clips and DNA rapping. They did this whole skit. They did this whole skit on a basketball court. The ball was rolling. DNA put his foot on the ball, picks it up, and they start talking about the whole campaign, but they're rapping it. It was the most cringiest, corniest thing I've seen. Come on, man.
What is it on? Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. Yeah, it's just like, come on, yo, it's like Biden campaign. Come on now. It's like, really? It's like you trying to reach out like that. It's like, I don't know what's worse, the whole Hillary with the hot sauce thing or this, but that's equal. It's equal to that. It's like, yo, Biden, like, nigga, like obviously we all know that wasn't Biden's idea, but whoever's idea that was, they need to be fucking fired. It's like, why would you do that?
What's wrong with it? Aren't you supposed to tailor your message to your target audience? So if I'm sitting here talking to you about the climate control and the green contract, and I'm talking to you about healthcare, and you're completely uninterested in it, I need to say it in a different way to grasp your attention so you can understand who I am. So it's like targeting your audience. I know it might not be, like, was it not culturally appropriate? Or was it, I'm targeting this to this part of America because I need y'all to get up and vote, and if you're not, this is the only way I'm gonna get that, I'm gonna try it. It's like running an ad.
I think what you're saying is right, but that shit is still like
it's still no.
Like, because the McDonald's commercials. You ever see the McDonald's commercials when the niggas is beating on the thing and it boom, 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 that shit, you know what I mean? Like that shit is you're right. You market it to your audience, but when you do that shit is still pandering. And I don't think it should be done in politics. I think in politics it's offensive. If you're doing it to
do they run the ads in Spanish?
What?
Do they run ads in Spanish?
That's not
Changing the language is not pandering.
Yeah.
That's not pandering.
No, it's not pandering. How is it pandering? I'm gonna be the devil advocate on this one.
Watch it. Just watch it. You'll see. Just watch it. You'll see.
I just pulled it up. And I already see the picture. I see the picture and I just laughed and I was like, I'm uncomfortable. I'm not saying I'm not uncomfortable, but just to be the other side, it is just an ad. Like you got to tailor your message.
But not like that. I mean,
Not like that. Not like
So,
that.
okay, so have you guys noticed since the Black Lives Matter movement has been like so heavy with all the social injustice, every commercial is starring Black people. Walmart, Pantene, Dove, it's all Black actors, actresses. Is that not, what is that? What would you consider that? Is that the same thing Joe Biden's doing?
like this.
Companies are putting up, we support
That's
Black
pandering.
matters.
That's pandering. But what I was saying a few seconds
Still
ago,
pandering? Okay.
that's pandering. But what I was saying a few seconds ago is pandering is okay if you're selling soap, not when you're selling fucking hope.
Yeah.
Like, that's a slap in the face. That tells me that this is as far as you see me. This is as far as you've thought about me. This. You know what I mean? Give me a politician, I should say, give me a list of your views and let me choose you. It should be that.
Yes.
It should be Despacito.
Yeah, that's his trash. That's his trash. And the thing is, the way they did it, I think there was a way to do it. There's a way to be tasteful and do shit and target your audience.
Oh yeah, they're off key. Yeah, they're definitely off. They're not getting it.
Put it like this: if they did it in a way, right? If they did it in a way where there was like, if it was like a debate type of thing, like a debate type style thing, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're doing it in that, I'm saying, in that arena, in that climate, and you're reaching them like that, not on the fucking basketball court, like, yo, I'm talking about the Biden situation. This is like that. I feel you, Clips, but yo, you know it ain't that. It's like, come on, man. I was like, that shit was trash. You know,
did you see the stripper one? Did you see the one they made in Atlanta?
Oh,
yeah, I saw the stripper one.
It's to the pose.
No. Hold on, wait. This is where I think I have to pull my hypocrite card. I think the pandering just to get someone to vote, I don't know if that's pandering. I think that's, in my opinion, I don't know if that's pandering. I think that's more like, okay, like just like the commercial. Okay, now that we got your attention, go vote. I don't know if that's pandering.
Nah. It's almost like, you know, it's
because
almost,
they're not selling anything. They're not selling anything. They're just trying to wake you up.
They're telling you to just get out. They're not telling you who to vote for. They're just telling you to get up and go and vote.
Yeah, they're just saying, hey, listen, all right, now I got your attention. Go out there and change the world.
Yeah.
I don't think that's pandering. I think that's literally
so
just
then Joe Biden saying, so Joe Biden with Clips on the court, I still feel like the setting you're giving me, the basketball court, that's something the people who are not voting, who they're trying to get to vote, are in those type of settings. So I get how you said you would like it better, like them doing a debate, but the person who's not voting is not liking a debate setting. But seeing two dudes that they watch battle rap talk about Joe Biden and what he's good for, you just got the right person on your side to co-sign you. It's like when Barack has co-signed him for going up for president. Nobody has co-signed fucking Trump, not even the only Republican president left. George Bush has not even been like, I'm giving him my stamp of approval. Nobody has. Like, he's just out there on his own. So I feel like it's wrong, culturally wrong to us, and we don't like that shit. But
I feel like you got a point, because if the goal is how do I get this information to these people, I can get it to them through the rap. I guess that.
At least he's not rapping. Is he rapping?
No.
Okay, so at least he's not rapping.
Well, I guess that's okay.
Or they wrote some shit for him to do it. Like,
it's DNA. I'm saying it's DNA and Charlie Clips on the fucking basketball court. They're talking with each other through dialogue, but they're doing it in rap. The best way they should have done that, they should have met on the political stage, like fucking a suit, whatever, with a hat turned backwards, and they were debating back and forth the points and everything like that. That would have been more tasteful.
Yeah, that's less offensive. Yeah, that's less offensive.
Like, they had chicken and watermelon too, right? Yeah. I get it.
They demonstrate Bill Gluckman. You never seen what's the movie? Malibu's Most Wanted.
Oh yeah.
Bill Gluckman, when I'm voting for Bill Gluckman, and he dunked on Tay Diggs and Anthony.
No, it's almost like, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like fucking the Power Rangers, right? Yeah, the Power Rangers. All right, we know we know you have a black Power Ranger, all right? You know, at the time and everything like that, every time this nigga's about to do some karate, the nigga did a dance move first. He did a dance move first, and then he did some karate. Yo, we get it. He's a hip-hop guy. You don't have to fucking throw it in our face every time. Why are you doing the fucking kick bug and the running man and then turn that shit into a fucking roundhouse spin kick? Like, that shit's whack. What the fuck you doing?
Not only that, the fucking, the girl ranger was pink, the Asian ranger was yellow, the black ranger was black.
So rude, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's like, yo, it's almost like, I'm saying, it's almost like you see a bunch of black people sitting around, you throw a basketball over there, you know what I'm saying? The niggas be like, hey, basketball over there. You be like, yeah, guess you like basketball? Then go out and vote. What the fuck? It's like, what the fuck is that, man?
No. Hold on, wait. I think it's two different separate things, though. I think if you try to get the attention of a certain audience to give them vital information, I think that's okay. Mm-hmm. Regardless of how you do it. I'm sorry. If that commercial with clips in them is them talking about the issues and telling people these are Joe Biden's principles. Mm-hmm. If that's the vehicle to get that information to people who would look for it, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, if it's just that. But I do understand the offensive shit, because white people try so hard to relate or give that information, they can do shit and it becomes offensive. So I do understand, like, looking at this shit, like, really, you just thought of us as some niggas in a court. This is what would really happen. No, that's not what we did.
Yeah.
Like, one of the best commercials, I remember one of the best commercials I ever seen targeting black people, right? Targeting black people was the Sprite commercial. One of the best commercials I ever seen was the Sprite commercial. Sprite commercial, they basically, when they use Kobe, huh?
The rap ones?
The rap one.
I got the Sprite in my right hand.
No, well, all those. But at the same time, right? But at the same time, it's basically like the Kobe Bryant and the Tim Duncan one.
Yeah.
They had new school artists and they had old school artists. They met on a fucking basketball court and they were saying certain things, you know, certain lines. The shit was dope. It was so fucking dope. But at the same time, they did it in there. I'm saying they did it in the arena that they was targeting. It was on a fucking basketball court, and they did it with rap, whatever, and it reached so many people. So many people was talking about it. So in that case, if you want to reach people on a political, on a political arena, do it in a political arena. Use those battle rappers.
Yeah, but those Sprite commercials was the same thing. Those were pandering.
Yeah, they were racist as fuck.
That was pandering.
No, but they were tasteful. They weren't distasteful. They were tasteful.
Because
it didn't become tasteful until they started to use like certain celebrities that probably weren't gonna let it be distasteful, like LeBron. Like, you know, he's gonna more so be like, yeah, no, this don't really look right. But the beginning of those like Sprite remix commercials before they had like really big artists, yeah, them shits was distasteful.
Yeah,
no, they were.
Yeah, they were.
No, they only had the Voltron one. Are you serious? The Voltron one was crazy.
No. I'm not talking about those ones. Like, those were different. Those were art. Like the Voltron, the Africa Bambaataa, the RZA, those ones. I'm talking about the ones with the dude sitting on a stoop rapping with a Sprite can. That is pandering.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they got it right. They got it right when they used, I'm saying when they used fucking Missy, Grandmaster Caz, and fucking whatchamacallit, and
Bambaataa, RZA. I think it was RZA. I think RZA had one.
Do you know what you're saying? They got it right when they used the actual black people.
Well, the way they did it was
the white people in marketing tried to do it. It was wrong.
Exactly. That's what happened.
The way they did it, yeah. The way they did the commercials, Kishana, in case you didn't see them, it was each commercial was a different rapper in a Voltron lion, and they were forming Voltron, and they were rapping about Sprite. Like, to me, that doesn't say ghetto. That doesn't even really say hip hop. That just says, look at how awesome this looks.
Yeah. And they used the culture, and they used it right. You could tell. You could tell whoever's behind that was black and from the culture. But you also you can tell. You could tell behind this bit. Behind this Biden campaign, yes, they were black and they were from the culture, but they did the shit all fucking wrong. They did it wrong. Yo, you're meeting on the court.
I'm watching it. It's already pulled up. So once we're done, I'm gonna watch it and then I'll let you.
That was
But I'm gonna watch it.
It was trash.
Speaking of Biden, they are now on for the second debate, which I think is gonna be Thursday. So we have to add that for next week. And
Man,
watch that.
I love the fact that Donald Trump keeps on. I just hope they keep on doing the town hall style thing, because I love the last one with Donald Trump. The more he
catch it.
the more he talks, the more he puts his foot in his ass.
Yeah.
And it's just he's not doing nothing for those voters that are undecided.
Yeah.
It's basically now I think he's just basically like on some shit like, I'm just going for my base and just keeping my base strong. Fuck all these other new people, whatever. I'm not gonna get them. I'm not gonna change their minds. So I'm just gonna go with my core base, whatever, and hopefully they come out in waves and strong, whatever like that. Because that motherfucker is like, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah. And I think at this point, it's exactly what you said. He has to hold on to a strong base, but the scary part is that Biden is not getting those undecided votes either. So that's what's scary, because Trump's people are going to support Trump. And the rest of the people don't really necessarily fuck with Biden, but we're trying to get Trump the fuck out of here so we can hold Biden accountable for the shit that we want to see change, in office.
Yeah, Biden said he's going to forgive student loans.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And Nelnet just called me like last week.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I got about,
I got
about 45,000 friends that I owe them.
No, but seriously, that scary piece of the undecided vote, or those people that are sitting at home watching Charlie clips but saying they ain't voting because who cares? Donald Trump's not going to get out of office. Like they don't even know felons can vote now. Like if you didn't know, like felons can vote. Felons are still like, oh, I can't vote. I ain't never voted because I had a felony. Well, you can vote now. Oh, I didn't know that. Like that needs to be put out there. It's too late now because all the time to register to vote is over, and it's already started early voting at this point. But those are the things that are scary. Trying to get those those undecided votes to at least go to Biden and not just not vote, because Trump's people will show up and show out, and he's still telling the same truth at the town halls and at the debates, and we're all mad, but his people showed up and showed out, and nobody fucked with Biden, so no one showed up. He still wins, and it's another 4 years with him. I don't think people get that part of it.
The thing is also, he should have earlier in his campaign, what he should have done, he should have apologized or say he's trying to make atonement for the whole 88 crack laws, 94 crime bill. He still sidesteps that. He still deflects on that. He still tries to act like, I know it was a thing. Like he says everything, but I apologize. I get why he can't say I apologize, because him apologizing would probably bring up some lawsuits or whatever.
Yeah, it makes you at guilt. So you're admitting fault to that wrong. So
I mean, what?
But the thing is, the Black people we want the apology. We're forgiving. Our Black community is typically forgiving. So it's like, apologize, be accountable, and move forward on how you're going to make it better for us, not just avoid like it never happened and just like, well, I understand how you guys feel that way. But then if you also look at the 88 and 94 crime bill that he passed, I feel like as wrong as it was, there was a lot of Black people that also supported those, because the information that we were given on that bill was, the career criminals, and we didn't want criminals in our buildings in our communities either. So we wanted people locked up, but we didn't realize it was your third strike can be stealing a pack of gum and you got life. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like the information that didn't, proceed to give us, or even who knows if he really knew, but we didn't know. But there were a lot of people in the community that also supported those bills. So you have to also see, we only know what we know until we knew how it really affected our families' lives, and it broke up the Black homes and the Black families. Like then we're a little bit more into what's going on.
And what he could have said, instead of always trying to justify it and saying, oh, Black mayors voted for it, from Black communities voted for it and everything like that. What he could have said is, at the time we thought we were doing something right because this is what happened. We didn't know it was going to turn into this. So now from this point on, this is what we need to do to change that, so this doesn't happen. So you don't really have to apologize for it, but things you have to accept some type of responsibility for it. And at the same time, moving forward, this is what we're going to do to correct it. Because I understand this community was affected by it. Yes, at the time this was going on, but now with more information, this is what we need to do to correct it, because the system is flawed. He has said that the system is flawed. So speak on how the system is flawed. Speak on how you could correct the system. Mm-hmm. That's what you do, and that's what you should do moving forward. instead of trying to justify this shit. Because you justifying the shit is basically saying, yo, I wasn't wrong. Y'all motherfuckers was animals. We was trying to correct some shit, and that's it. Stop justifying the shit. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah, no, I feel you. So how do you guys feel about Ice Cube? So Ice Cube went and he has the black contract. So the black contract for Americans, for African Americans. And in this contract, it's a very lengthy contract. I actually had a discussion with my dad and my family members the other day. We all talked about it. So he lays out some things that are in this contract for the next president to fulfill for the black and black only community, not the black and brown, just the black, because now Black Lives Brown is getting attached to it. So it's just black. So he has this contract for Black America. He presented it to both parties. Democratic Party said, we'll get to it after debate. Trump Party took it, made some changes. They call it now the Platinum Contract or the Platinum Project. Platinum Project. And they're willing to donate immediately. I think it was $500 million into the Black community. $500 billion, correction, $500 billion. And people just started to say, Ice Cube sold out, Ice Cube meeting with the president, Ice Cube never did this. They were trying to cancel.
But isn't the point to make your president do good things?
Yes.
Like, isn't that the point of your? So if you can make the president do something good, make him do it.
Yes.
What it was, people, you had leftist, I even hate saying that, leftist outlets, news outlets that kind of spun it a little bit, and kind of like distorted the headlines a little bit to make it look like Ice Cube was working with Trump, which that wasn't the case.
And so Trump, yeah.
But even if he is working with Trump, if you can go to the person who's in charge and say, hey, here's something good that needs to be done, and they say, cool, do that shit.
Yeah.
But what a lot of people fail to understand is that, Trump is the current sitting president. He's the current sitting president right now.
Right.
Trump has the power to do all that stuff right now if he wants to.
Right.
Power to do all that right now if he wants to. So simple fact, all right, now now they take on that strategy and everything like that. They're gonna donate and everything. The thing is, now it's like, how do we make him uphold his promise? Because knowing Trump and his history, he doesn't keep his word, and he's always lying. And it could be just it could be just a selling point to get black votes. Because right now, amongst men,
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Because right now, amongst men, black men, there's 15 to 18% that are with Trump, and it's kind of based off of this platinum plan.
Mm-hmm.
And so leftists were trying to, fucking like CNN, all those other ones were trying to spin it, trying to say, who's working with Trump, blah, 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 this and that. They were almost trying to discredit it because basically with that plan, he could get more black votes in there. Me personally, I don't think Trump's going to uphold that because because he lies. He's going to do what he got to do just to get those black votes. Once he gets into those, in the budget and blah, 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 this and that, this is going to happen. We'll go back to that. Because my thing is, if you can't even pass the fucking stimulus package, for people hurting out there, people losing out of money, no job, can't even feed their family, about to lose their homes. But yeah, you're gonna come over here and basically talk about you're gonna give black people $500 billion. First of all, where's that $500 billion going to? What kind of, how is it going? How is it going to be allocated to these communities? Who's getting that? Who's going to be in charge of that?
You just raised an interesting point. If we feel like this motherfucker's going to renege on the deal, then it is a bad thing. Because if we say, okay, Ice Cube, make this deal with him, and if making that deal sways a certain number of voters, and then he doesn't make the deal, then that's bullshit. Then I say Ice Cube, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And the thing, he has power right now. He has power right now to make good on some of those, because he has power right now. Mm-hmm. He could do that if he wants to.
Immediately.
Right now, you're trying to appoint a nominee of the Supreme Court. You're trying to push that through. You have the Senate. You can do that. So now it's like, if you're trying to do that, you're trying to get black votes and everything like that. Do something with that. You have the power to do that. So do it. If you do that, I guarantee, you you will probably win another presidency. But talking about it, saying, yeah, we're gonna do it, show me. Cause you talking about the whole $100 million, $500 million for the HBCUs. Some of the HBCUs didn't even get that money yet. No. And you've been talked about that. Had the photo op and everything. And a lot of people were talking that also, saying that he used Ice Cube for a photo op too, which he used a lot of celebrities for a photo op. So it's like, yo, if you are not making promises, or you're not keeping your promises to it, it's bullshit. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's like, stop using like Ice Cube. It's like, yo, I get what he's trying to do. And I love the simple fact that he's being specific, saying, yo, black people, this is what is black people, not brown, not people of color. I'm talking about my people, black people. I'm trying to close that wealth gap between, you know, saying between other races and other people. This is for my people.
I really wish we talked about the contract, and I really wish he would have marketed it better, kind of how we talk about marketing, because it's really not out there. A lot of people don't know what it is. It's a very lengthy document to read. So even with, you know, those undecided voters, you know, that younger generation, those new 18-year-olds, those 21-year-olds, first time they're able to vote. They're not looking at this document. It's about 13 pages, I don't know, but they're not going to read through that entire thing. They could have easily put up a little flyer with the main points on what the Black contract stood for to get more people to go then and research it, those that are interested in, look it up. But when you just post a lengthy contract for someone to read, this day and age, people are just skimming through stuff. They're swiping, they're moving on. They're not sitting down and reading it unless they know what it is and it's really something that they're into to sit there and read. I wish it was more promoted so people can understand what it is and then understand to push it with Ice Cube. So it's only him going to meeting with both parties. You have to meet with both parties. This contract's for the Black community. What are y'all gonna do? If you get in office, what are you doing for Black people? Because you guys get in office all the time and don't do shit for Black people. We get nothing. We've never had nothing. So now we're saying, when you get in office, what are you doing? And these are the things we were talking about: reparations, healthcare for Black women, abortion rights, freaking taxes and property taxes lowered or no taxes at all, free tuition for Black, not brown, Black people. Like, so these are the things that are in the contract, which is good shit that benefits all of us. Healthcare, everybody needs to know, but no one knows what the contract is. No one's pushing the contract to be like, this is what we want, except for him. And I kind of get the Democratic Party because they're trying to win the House. So they're just like, let us get in here and we can get to it and talk about it. And they seem like, you know, we're hoping we have a Black female vice president that will stick with it and keep pushing that contract as well. But like Demario said, you'll have Donald Trump who say, yeah, I'll do this. And I'm gonna throw you guys some money and I can do this real quick, but you're not even fixing the stimulus. Like, your plan is to not fix the stimulus until after the election, and you're in role right now where you can fix the entire community or help the, you know, community that's struggling. I'm not giving out checks until after election if I win. So I just don't like it. Why would you focus on a Black contract for America, but not a stimulus for the entire America? Why? Because you just want Black voters to get you in the office and you can shit on them again. Because if you cared about the people, you'd be fucking fixing the stimulus before even getting at the Black contract. Or you would do both of them because that's what's the right thing to do. But he doesn't. So.
Yep, and that's bullshit. And it comes to a point now, it's like, yo, Black people, we probably got to start being selfish and start voting our interests instead of who we like.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I'm saying. That's what it should come down to. Vote our interests and who I'm saying instead of who we like. Because we've been voting for who we like for the longest time, and they ain't got us nowhere.
Yeah.
You still got fucked up situations.
So as fucked up as it sounds like Demario said, if it's something right and the president's willing to do it, then great. Even though he's a fucked up president, but we have to vote for who's doing for us. And if you
don't have to endorse him.
No.
You know what I mean? Ice Cube can, at the same time as Ice Cube is making this deal, Ice Cube can say, but I'm still not voting for this nigga.
He said that. Yeah. That's exactly what he said. He said exactly that. He's like, I'm not endorsing him. He's still a fucked up person. I'm trying to see who is talking about doing something for us. And if you're willing to talk, I'm sitting down and talking to you to do something for us. So I feel like that we should be more focused on the contract and getting someone to do something for us rather than who Ice Cube is talking to. He's the only person who got a contract for us. Let's ride with this nigga. Like, nobody has a contract for Black people. When have we ever even heard that? And then Diddy just dropped, I don't know if you guys seen, he had a YouTube, he went live with Charlemagne, and they dropped the Black political party.
Yeah, I didn't see it. So.
Yeah, we gotta catch up on that. We watched the end of it here. But yeah, and that was pretty good. And he was just talking about there's not a lot of Black people in politics. And he doesn't care if you're a Republican, if you're a Democrat, if you're an individual, whatever side you fall on, just get Blacks into politics. Because if you've had an experience, you will stand up more for that experience and the right thing than, you know, having all, like, there's not a lot of Black people in politics, period. And the Supreme Court, governors, like nothing. Like, why are we not growing up saying, I want to be a Supreme Court justice? We're like, we don't see us. We don't see us there, so we can't imagine us getting there. So we got to get there.
Well, and just like Diddy said, yo, we ain't gotta like each other to do business.
Yeah.
We ain't gotta like each other, we still do business. So, I mean, you know.
Make sure you vote. Demario, you registered to vote?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you vote? You guys got early voting?
I think we do. I don't even know how to do it. I'm just gonna go. Pete said he's going, so I'm gonna go with him.
All right.
I'm gonna do that too.
I voted. Let me tell you this about voting though. Where I'm in my old county is more of an affluent county, Brookhaven. So it's like in Buckhead. It's in the affluent community. My polling site was 0-8, like walk through, was in a little community in a rec center, huge houses all around it. I thought I was like, I'm in a residential area. Completely different from South Georgia, Clayton County, where all the more non-affluent African Americans live. More of the hood. Had one polling site, went down, people were in hours. My aunt was in line for 4 hours to vote. Like, it's just bad. Like, you can clearly see the difference. And you're in Georgia, in Atlanta. Like, from where I went, it took me 5 minutes to vote. Like, literally walked in, signed the paper, got my thing, and I was out. Where she's in line for 4 hours, and there's like no slots, or it's going down. It's real bad.
Yeah, I heard some people was in parts of Georgia. I heard some people was in line for 11 hours. I seen that.
Yeah.
And they still was in that line. So it's just like, yo, I hope whoever they voted for, whoever comes into power, understands that.
Yeah. That's gonna deter people, especially if you thought like, oh, let me just go do this real quick before work or after work. You're not gonna want to stand there through those lines. So if you can try to get there early, but yeah, some counties, especially in different regions of the cities and states. I know Virginia was really bad. Georgia's always bad. It's more so in those rural areas. So.
Yeah, man. Make sure you go out there and vote, man. But yeah, man. I just want to make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Barely Watching, no spaces. Make sure you check us out on IG, Barely Watching Podcast.
Click the link right here.
Yeah, link right. It'll be right there. Be showing.
Click the link right here.
Make sure you like. Make sure you comment. Check us out on Facebook, everything like that. Barely Watching Podcast, Barely Watching everything. All right, and I go by the name of Cobra Karate. Feeling very happy, I guess, but I gotta go pee, so I couldn't even rhyme that. I was just,
All right, it's D Mobile saying peace.
All right, it's your girl K.I. Double. We're out. Have a great day.
Peace. I see you.